host. How are you all doing today? Tonight, rather. Me, I am absolutely smashing. What about you? Yes, that's right. Smashing. And if you're not having a smashing night, I suggest that you try to do so. It will help you feel better. It will increase your energy. And it just may remove some of those bad entities that surround you. You know, when you get to a higher level or you have a higher vibration, those people who are on lower vibrations tend to stir away from you. Or you choose to stir away from them. Either way, if you resist the devil will flee from you. How about that? It's cold out here in Chicago, I'm telling you. It's cold here. And if you know anybody that's on the streets in this below zero weather, snow everywhere, according to the reports, it hasn't been this bad since 1967 when the CTA buses had to run all night long just to stay warm. Yeah, that was in 67. But I remember 77, okay? I don't remember 67. I wasn't here. But I most definitely remember 77. And it was off the chain. We was out of school and everything. No school for 2 days. You know, if you was at work, you know, you just may got stranded and you didn't go in the next day. Yeah, you knew where everybody was at home. And the children was outside, riding sleds, riding bikes, playing football, all of that good stuff. Yeah, back in the day. But they say this has been the coldest. And according to the Weather Channel, 34 states is under severe weather advisory. It has gotten so bad that road conditions are bad. People have had power outages. Yes, people have had power outages. And they don't know when they're going to get power restored. That's kind of scary. It's not like they're living in California, whereas there's no snow and there's not a lot of cold. But places like Louisiana, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida even got snow right now. Could you imagine going on a vacation to Florida? And you got winter wonderland? Yeah, be careful. And do you know that 30 people have died already because of this winter storm? 30 people have died in the state of Arkansas, in the state of Michigan, Massachusetts, Kentucky, New York, Tennessee, Pennsylvania. Yeah, people have died from hypothermia and some from shoveling snow. So you may want to be cool with that, when you shoveling that snow and sometimes your heart can't take it no more. Sometimes you just got to give it up or get you an electric shovel like Jim Jones went and got. He said that it was the best $200 that he's ever invested in a minute. So if you don't want to do all of that digging and tugging, you may want to do that. Invest in an electric shovel, okay? Needless to say, the other shovel that we need to invest in to get the sugar honey iced tea out of our life, okay? Let's grab that shovel as well, because this year, 2026, is going to be off the chain, off the charts, an unprecedented year in a very, very, very long time. Yeah. So you all be careful and send those people some gloves, some hats, some boots, some socks, Can you live in that weather without no heat? Well, I guess they have to. If not, they're going to die too. So huddle up, stay warm, make a fire if you can, even if it is in your backyard, okay? Yeah, make a fire. Got to keep warm. And speaking of warm, it's going to be warm for the Super Bowl. It's going to be warm for the Super Bowl. Seahawks, baby. Seahawks, baby. And you know the saying, every time a new pope goes into, over there in Rome, the Seahawks win. And the last time the Seahawks won is when we had the other pope, okay? Well, they had the other pope. He ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah, Seahawks fans over here. Oh, who we got in the chat room? Angela Fancher, Dixie 6294, hot water bottles for the win. That's what's up. Hey, and if this is your first time chiming into this channel, we ask that you subscribe. We ask that you share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Yes, and by all means, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, okay? We appreciate you. We tip our hat to you because you could have been doing something else with someone else or just by yourself, Some people know how to do that alone. Yeah, but speaking of the Super Bowl, right? Speaking of the Super Bowl, do you know that resale tickets are going for $6,000? Now, you know that it's going to be full in that stadium, okay? It's going to be full in that stadium. Now, I was at a Super Bowl. I was at Super Bowl 57 where they had the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Eagles out there in Chandler, Arizona. Okay. Hey, y'all remember I was there. If not, go to Mo Powers, MOPOWERZ, and you all can see me at the Super Bowl there, okay? But needless to say, yeah, $6,000 for a Super Bowl ticket. But everybody say they broke. Where they getting the $6,000 from? Are they putting it on their credit cards? Swipe, 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 Are they going into that can that they've been saving all year? Are they going to use that child support money? I don't know. But I guarantee you that those seats will be filled. But what is the shame is this. Did you know that the first Super Bowl, the inauguration of the Super Bowl, and the second Super Bowl, the tickets only cost $12. What? $12. And that equals out to $106 today versus $6,000. And then the tickets went up to like $15, for Super Bowl 4 and 5 and 6. $15. People were still able to afford that. Damn, I don't know why my parents didn't take me to the Super Bowl. I guess they didn't have the airfare to get there, nor the hotel room, okay? But yeah, tickets were that cheap back in the day. And look at what they are now. But everybody's crying broke. Everybody's crying hungry. Everybody's talking about they're being evicted. Let's see how many people be at the Super Bowl. Now, are those the people that's doing well in this economy? Maybe so. But many people not doing well, but they will still have a front row seat to the Super Bowl in the living room of their apartment or their home, at their cousin's house, at their sister's house, at their mama's house. They're going to be watching the Super Bowl somewhere front row center with their drinks where they're not freezing. Well, it's not freezing in California, but they have their drinks, they little snacks and pizza, have a little beer, okay? Pizza party. Who we got out there? John, what's going on? Go Hawks. Woo woo, go Hawks. Ronnie, what's going on? God bless Ice. Oh, man. Okay, Ronnie. Now, Ronnie, before we get started here with you, we're gonna talk about you right now, Ronnie. We're not gonna be crazy tonight, are we, Ronnie? We're gonna be real nice tonight. Ain't that right, Ronnie? Okay. Because if you can't be nice and you can't be respectful, go over there, okay, to the dirty section of YouTube. We thank you for being here, but we're not giving you no energy like that, man, okay? We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. God bless Ice. We're going to get to Ice in a minute. Ice, ice, baby. We're going to get to that in a minute. Don't worry, Ronnie. Oh, Jonathan, Ice, muscle, power. You know, got Popeye arms out there, okay? Now, that's a lot of people have big TVs at home. It's really fun. Yeah, and you don't have to pay the airfare. You don't have to pay the hotel. Could you imagine what a plane ticket is going to cost to get to the Super Bowl? I'm just saying. Y'all think about that. We're not talking about cheap hotels in San Francisco. Oh, no, we're not doing that. Some people sleep in the campers. Yeah, some people drive there, sleep in their campers, they RVs. It's still $6,000. Now, unless you get, unless you get free tickets from the players, from the owners, from the coaches, Other than that, damn, that's a little bit too much. But needless to say, go Hawks. Go Hawks. Right? Now, before I got on these Hawks, I was talking about Chicago, right? Because I forgot to mention something to you about Chicago. Well, in the state of Illinois. A few things. One is like the death of the 40-year-old woman, Rachel Tarrance, Tarrenc. Rachel Tarrance, okay? Dead down there in East St. Louis, Illinois. Like right across the street from St. Boogie, St. Louis, right there? On I-57, somewhere right there. But in East St. Louis, she was shot and killed by the state police. And why was she shot and killed by the state police? Well, according to the reports, they say that her car fit the description of a stolen car. Now, in this car that she's supposed to be driving that's stolen, she got her baby in the back seat, and there's another passenger in the car that's on the, passenger side of the vehicle. So needless to say, the police, they pull up 4 deep. If anybody have seen that video, which is 8 minutes and 41 seconds, you all should check that video out. Rachel Tarrance, it was almost like an exact move that Renee Good did in Minnesota. Now, this is late at night. They pull her over at a convenience store. They box her in. She tries to bag up, run into one of the cruisers, the cop cruisers, okay, and then proceeded to pull forward and, make a little zigzag and try to get out. And that's when the state police cut her TV off. I mean, it was like an exact play. It was just that night. And she had passengers versus Renee didn't. But she was still a woman. Renee was 37. This chick is 40. One happened in Minnesota. One happened in Southern Illinois. But needless to say, her death, she could have prevented it because while they had her boxed in, she did not have to reverse the car to get out or move forward. She was done already. Now, you know that the police out here, they're waiting for any excuse to kill any black man, any black woman. Don't she remember what happened to Sonia Gray that was out there in Springfield, Illinois? And Springfield, Illinois to East St. Louis is around 2.5 hours. Okay? But needless to say, she shot and killed. And they fired like 3 to 4 shots in her car. Now, the passenger wasn't hit and her baby wasn't harmed, but she's dead. It is just another example, either how law enforcement are out of control, can't be controlled. People are tired of probably going to jail, being harassed, and using their vehicles as a weapon. That information has yet to be disclosed to us, but we do know that she could have saved her life, because she just saw what happened in Minnesota, and she did just about the very same thing. I blame her. They ordered her, get the F out, get the F out, get the F out. You know, they got their guns and pointed at it and everything. Was the car really stolen? Did she have drugs in the car? Did she, have a suspended driver's license? What was her reason for backing up and running into that trooper and then trying to proceed forward where there are other police right in front of her and on the side of her and on the back and in the back of the car by the cruiser which she ran into in the reverse mode? If you all haven't seen that video, it's 8 minutes and 41 seconds. They got 4 police cameras. And I want you all to be the judge of what took place there. Do you think that Rachel Torrance, Tarrence, could have lived? Or do you think she jeopardized her own life at that particular moment? Even if the car was stolen, because that's what they said in the report. They always got to make it up and look juicy and nice and, spice it up. It could have been true. We don't know. But what we do know is that 4 squad cars were there. And they did release the camera footage so that everybody can see. Was she afraid? Was she scared? Leave your comments in the comment section. Who we got out there? Chicago, the band. $7,000 for a cheap seat. Now, that's a lot of people. Okay. That's Ronnie. Let's go to Pops. What's going on, Ronnie? Sophie the last. Jesus loves you guys. Have a great and blessed day. We appreciate you, Sophie. Shouts out to Sophie. Hawk Productions 3853. Ice, baby. We're going to get to you, Hawk. And we're going to get to Ronnie out there, okay? Y'all just hang in there with me for a minute. We got Dixie. Was that car stolen? We don't know. They haven't. That's what they said, that it was stolen. We don't know if that passenger was a female passenger or a male passenger, but we do know that her baby was in the back seat and the passenger was in the front seat on the passenger side. And they killed her. Passenger wasn't hurt at all and her baby wasn't hurt. Thank the universe for that, okay? I blame her as well. Yeah, she shouldn't have moved. But why shoot and kill? That's what they're trained to do, right? That's what police are trained to do. This is what military soldiers are trained to do. Trained to shoot and kill. Have you ever been to a gun range? When you go to the gun range, you have a silhouette. The background of the paper is white, but the main part, the silhouette, is a black image. I'm just saying. Y'all put that together now. Y'all put that together. Why couldn't it have been a black background with a white image of the silhouette? Shoot to kill who? Something that looks black. I don't know. If you want to get into the color spectrum of the thing now, that's if you want to get into the color spectrum of the thing. And believe me, they talk about this in police subculture. They talk about this in police subculture. And in police subculture, they teach you how to embark upon the rights of people who don't look white. That's an actual fact. That's an actual fact. That's not even up for debate, okay? I got a police family member who won't get in the camera with me. But where do you think I get my information from? I'm just saying some of my information about the police. Hell, one time the police had, they did some bad stuff to me. But my cousin kept telling me, like, shut up, man. And he the police. But, you know, cost of telling truth sometimes. Cost of telling truth. And the cost of truth sometimes is death. Sometimes it's a loss of something. Okay? Not by your choice. But many people don't tell the truth because really there's no reward for it except if you are righteous and in tune with your Creator. If there was a righteous reward for telling the truth, many people would do it. Wouldn't you agree? Many people would say it. But we're living in a world that's so corrupt, that's so evil, which is the opposite of live. And Donald Trump don't want none of us to live. Okay? Donald Trump, the dictator, doesn't want any U.S. Americans to live unless they billionaires or millionaires. Yeah. Trying to empty out your bank account by cutting your job. Trying to take your car note from you, your car, by taking your job. People losing homes, people losing apartments, getting evicted. Families are splitting up. And who are you depending on? The very same people who's making it all happen bad for you. The U.S. government. Thank you, Donald Trump. Y'all know I'm telling the truth out there. Most cops would not shoot. Hey, man, Donald Trump has encouraged these cops to shoot the black silhouette. He has given them the green light. He has given them, it is okay to be rogue. It is okay for you to do your job in the name, not in the name of the law, but in the name of the Donald Trump cult. Okay? That's 100. But anyway, getting back to Illinois, right? We're going to get to Donald Trump in a minute. Okay? But getting back to Illinois, did you all know that Alex Preddy, the man that was killed, that was shot and killed in Minnesota by ICE agents, did you know that he was from Park Ridge, Illinois? No wonder we had all of these people out here in Chicago, downtown at the plaza, protesting in the cold. The man was from Chicago. But not only that, the man was a human being. The man was a U.S. citizen. If it can happen to him, it can happen to you. If it happened to him, it can happen to you. And he had a cell phone in his hand. He had a cell phone in his hand, and then they disarmed the man and then killed him. I'm getting ahead of the story. I'm getting ahead of the story here, okay? We're going to get to that. Shouts out to Haas. Another situation that's going on. We're going to get to that, okay? But I had to get this one out here. And it's about a young man and a young woman who used to stay in Maryland because she's dead. According to the reports, there was a couple. Her name was Shonda Woods. Shonda Woods from Maryland. I'm not going to say her husband's name because he was just a real jerk. And now he's spending the rest of his life behind bars because he shot his wife, Shonda Woods, in the back of her head while she was asleep because he urinated right outside the bathroom of their home. He got drunk, came home, and pissed outside the bathroom in their place of residence, and she asked him to leave or told him that he got to go. So what did he do? He waited until she went to sleep and he put one right in the back of her head. That's how serious it is. Yes, that's serious out here. It's that serious out here. You don't know who you can trust. Not even your mate. Not even your mate. You can say something wrong and one day they just snap just like that. And you blow your top. Yeah, they blow their top and they never get to live another day outside those bars, outside those walls. He took the kids out the house. After he shot and killed his wife, he woke up his kids and took them to their grandmother's house. They didn't know their mama was dead, but he went back to the house and then called the police and told the police, yeah, he did it. Damn. Y'all be careful out here. You think you know somebody, but you don't know nobody. You may have a closer chance to knowing them the more that you live with them, but there's some part of them that you still don't know. And sometimes that part can be very detrimental to your existence. Just ask the lady that's in Milwaukee who set her dad's house on fire because he wanted her out. Yeah. She said, burn, baby, burn. Burnt her dad's apartment up. And it spread it over to other apartments. All because she couldn't hold her composure. Yeah. All because she couldn't hold her composure. She was already, in the shelter, got kicked out of there. And her dad let her come in to move with him. But after a couple of weeks, he said that she began to start talking to herself. She began to get more aggressive. She began to not care what he said about in his own house and thought that it was her house versus his house. Well, his apartment, okay? Mm-hmm. And she burned it up. I hope they throw the book at her. I hope they throw the book at her for being stupid. The only place you had to go, you gonna burn it up. Over $5. It all started over $5. This is what happens when you let petty people back into your life. This is what happened when you let people back in your life that was supposed to not be there. Some kind of doom is going to happen. I don't care if it's your daughter, your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend. Just look at the tragedies that has occurred to the victims who said that, okay, you're my ex. I'll just go see what you want. Let's see what you're talking about. And they ended up losing their life. All because they trusted the person that they were going to go see, but was supposed to have broken ties with them. I'm just saying. To be aware is to be alive now. Who we got out there? Blocked from my life forever. They have always had the green light and always will. That's right. Who we got? Who said that? Chad. What's going on, Chad? What city and state you from? We appreciate you out there, Chad. It's sticky. Don't do it. Shouts out to It's Sticky. It's okay. Message here for review. Preach, OG. Shouts out to you, Chief Johnny or Chef Johnny. We appreciate you. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. One of those letters I can't see. One Chef Johnny. That's what it is. We appreciate you. Dixie's most cops. Okay, I already went there. It's not clear what the facts are. Don't pretend you know all the facts. The videos are not clear. We are still human beings, including law enforcement. Nobody would die if they stay with their families and loved ones at home. Say it, huh? Yeah, that's right. Shouts out to everybody out there. Is that Toddy Malum? Did I pronounce that right? Toddy Malum? Shouts out to you. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room, including you, Williams. William SKAG. Shouts out to everybody out there. Do you think she would have been dead if she stayed home? I think that she would have been, she would have been alive if she had stayed home. I think that she would have been alive, number one, if that car was not stolen. Okay. Number two, she could have stayed alive by not moving that car when she got surrounded by the cops. I mean, I'm sure she saw what happened to Renee Good in Minnesota. And it didn't end well for her. Neither did it end well for Rachel Torrance. Dead, shot. Man, they let that hammer go 3 or 4 times. The same way that, what was that guy named? Jonathan Ross? Yeah, did in Minnesota to Renee Good. And speaking of Jonathan Ross, the attorney for him dropped out of the Republican governor race. I just want y'all to know that. I had to throw that in right now. So I didn't forget. I was just doing what most people wanted. Don't interfere. Hey, you know what? Showdown. I was telling people that all along. If ICE is not looking for you, don't bother ICE. I was telling people that. Showdown. I told people if they see ICE, go the other way. They not here for you. But now that you want to make it your business, we're going to get all y'all. A takeover, a hostile takeover, a display of power or retribution. That would be the proper word. Donald Trump's retribution against all of the states that didn't vote for him. Oh, yeah. It ain't over either. It ain't over. Now, we know that Gregory Bovino, you know, the ICE dude, the commander ICE dude, we know that him and his team is leaving Minnesota. We know that much. And they may be gone tomorrow if they haven't already left. However, you're going to have Tom Homan, the Caesar of Border Patrol, there. I guess with a whole nother team. Do you think that his team is going to be any different than the Nazi displaying Gregory Bovino? Do you think it's going to be any different than him? Do you think that Donald Trump will have him just cool out for a minute and then get ramped back up? Because ICE agents are still going to be out there. It just won't be Gregory Bovino's crew. Do you think that through the Gregory Bovino crew, they found a more subtle or street word slicker way to handle the situation? Yeah, because your according to Christy Gnomes, that don't remove the fact that you still got to have your ID, your papers, passport, something on you. Like I said, stopping cops, stopping black women that are judges or police or lawyers. Yeah, they stopped a black lady who was a lawyer because they didn't already stop the police, okay? And yeah, white cops do stop black judges, and it don't end well for them. It does not end well for them. because they low down and evil. And they don't believe a black man when he says he's a judge. No, they have to see him in his greatness. But see, when he appears in his greatness, oh, they don't want to see him then. Oh, no, 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 no. No, they want to come out with the, oh, we're so sorry. No, hang his ass. Hang his ass. That's right. Hang his ass. Because that's what they be like. They call you nigger every day. They call you nigger every day. And you call yourself nigger every day. Especially on your crazy rap songs. That's one of the reasons why I stopped listening to a lot of rap. I'm tired of hearing the nigga, 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 nigga. Now, mind you, I promoted a lot of that back in the day. Just go on the Mo Show Classics. THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. And some of those videos are even on this channel because when I first started, I put them over here. But never, ever will I make a video or produce another video or do a show and I got these young men calling each other niggas. I'm not doing that. That's why I don't have no new material for you over on that channel, which means that I just may put other material there. But it won't be that nigga, nigga, nigga shit. Aren't you tired of hearing that? But you want to get mad when a white person call you that. You want to sock them out. But as soon as you get back home, you're gonna greet your neighbor. What's up, my nigga? I know it's N-I-G-G-A versus N-I-G-G-R. I get that. Neither one of those words are appropriate for someone who is on a consistent growth and development movement, going upward. Why you got to call your women bitches? Why you got to call your women hoes? Well, we know that's what they act like right now. And that's why a lot of men don't want to be bothered with you. Real men don't want hoes. Real men don't want bitches. Real men don't want no fake chick. We want a real chick. And they far and few today. It's a whole lot of women out here, but all of them are not for you. Even though there's 15 to 20 chicks to one dude. And out of those 20 chicks that is available to you, maybe only 5 of them you may have a choice from, but you don't have 5 hearts. You only got one. We're just saying. I was just doing what most people wanted. Don't interfere. Who's Rachel? Her name is not Rachel Thomas. The Chaz 505. Her name is Rachel Torrance. Tarrenc. East St. Louis, Illinois. Shot to death by state troopers. Not by ICE, but by state troopers. I'm just saying. People these days eager to be a hero over a victim. Showdown. Samarando. What's going on? You have a real MAGA supporter in your room. Colorado Patriot Truth. Yeah, well, if you are a MAGA lover and you are in this chat room, that either means 2 things to me. One, you either a troll. No, 3 things. 1, you a troll. 2, you don't know no better. Okay? And 3, that's just who you are. I mean, there's really no other choices. And if you are a MAGA lover, I don't have nothing against you. Everybody has a right to follow who they want to, believe what they want to believe. But however, when you are believing, make sure you are believing something solid. And many people don't today. That's why they have no power. People talk about they go to church and Jesus got the power. They go to the mosque and Muhammad's got the power. Allah's got the power. They go to the synagogue and they say Moses and Jehovah and Yahweh got the power. Well, ain't none of them stopping Donald Trump. Huh? What power? Oh, I know. Oh, I get it. It's prophesied to be this way. It's prophesied to be this way because they wrote it. So they're able to make it happen that way. Y'all bugging out. Yeah. They wrote it that way so that it can happen. See, what's taking place right now? Donald Trump is taking us into the new world order. That's what Donald Trump is doing right now. He's taking us into the new world order. And everything that's old has got to go. This is why he's removing all of these. There's more than one reason. Let me get that straight. He's taking us into the new world order, leading us out of the old. Now, he could have left the historical Black history information that was removed from Philadelphia. He could have left that there. He could have left the Freedom Bell there. He could have left the Black history that was in the Smithsonian. He could have left that there. He could have left those Black people who fought for this country and built this country. They graves over there in D.C., those monuments and statues. He could have left them there, but no. He wanted to be a Hitler. He wanted to be a Nazi. He wanted to be a modern day hater. And had all of that removed and then have the audacity to say that he want all of these conservative right-wingers, general statues to go back in place. Please. And then he's going to make a statue of himself. I'm surprised they haven't tore that statue down. Yeah, because his rating in regards to being a president have gone through the floor. No one wants to be bothered with this man. Not even his own Republican MAGA lovers. Seeing that we got some MAGA lovers in the room, how many MAGA opponents that's in your same party are you having problems with? Huh? You got to be having some problems with the MAGA lovers in your same party right now. Because they're going against this dictator. They're going against this modern Hitler. Not just is he going after Jews. He's going after Black people too. He's going after all of the darker people of the earth. However, Donald Trump has a secret relationship with the Jews. Donald Trump has a secret relationship with the Jews, despite the fact that he's a John Birch Society member. Now, why does he have a secret relationships with the Jews? Donald Trump used to be a Zionist, and his dad supported Netanyahu. I'm just saying. So if his dad supported Netanyahu, what do you think he's doing right now? Huh? Some people even say that Donald Trump is owned by the Israelis. Whew. Yeah. You have some people say that he's owned and is being blackmailed by the deep state. What do you think about that? Do you all think that Donald Trump is being blackmailed by the deep state? I mean, that's a great possibility. There is a great possibility with that. Could you imagine the dirt that they have on each other? Can you imagine that? The secrets, the lies, the betrayal, the murder, the bombs. Yeah, the trickery with... No. Now, Donald Trump may got some real fraud going on. Yeah, even the fraud. Donald Trump is frauding the American people. Frauding, F-R-A-U-D, fraud. Draining the swamp. That's what he's doing. Draining the swamp. Making your life a living hell. Now, with all of these people that's out here starving on the street, that's getting evicted, that ain't got no place to go, don't Donald Trump got something to eat? Don't he have something to eat? Don't he have some place to go? Don't he have a doomsday plane that he can get on after he done set America on fire? Don't he have a doomsday plane to get on? Some of Donald Trump critics even say that he's more concerned about his ballroom versus the lives and citizens here in America. What do you think about that? There are black people in Israel Army. Shouts out to Jacob Common. I'm moving on. You got a bit too much crazy for me. And I'm bipolar. Damn, that's what Kanye West said. He was bipolar. Yeah, Kanye West said he was bipolar and he wrote a letter of apology. I didn't get that on my other channel. So just information I ain't get to today. But you bought it out of me. Now, if you go read Kanye West sincere apology that he typed that's all over social media, he explains his bipolarness. So if you bipolar, man, maybe you need to go check out Kanye West's letter. Okay, his apology. And we appreciate you for being here. We don't care if you bipolar, man. Just keep chiming on in, man. I'm sure that there's a topic that you can agree with us on. Not unless you just one of those Donald Trump minions, okay? Yeah, I'm not for democracy in no kind of way, nor am I for republic, okay? I don't sleep in the bed with either one of them. I'm just with the righteous people, okay? You know, you got right people and you got unrighteous people. I choose to be one of the righteous people. It's getting so bad out here that you got white girls in America calling on God. Damn! Did y'all see that video, man? That white girl says, I ain't got no job. They're about to take my car. I'm about to lose my house in 2 months. She's been applying for jobs forever. Ain't nobody got back with her. She says she's going to work for God. She says she don't know how she's going to do it. I guess everything else has failed, right? Anybody else feel like that out there? Like you've tried everything? You did your best? And this is a privileged white girl. This is a privileged white girl. She says she just can't do it no more. She's tried everything. So maybe it's time to work for God, seeing that you ain't got nowhere else to go. Sometimes that's how the universe works. That's how sometimes God works. Yeah. God, universe, nature, the gun. God, universe, nature, the gun. Shouts out to KRS-One. Yeah, sometimes God puts you in a position whereas you don't have no choice but to depend upon him or her. And this is where, you know, the rubber meets the road with Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is most definitely Satan. He's most definitely Satan, okay? Now, if you don't think that man's Satan, and I don't care what book you read, Torah, Quran, Bible, Catholic version, Ethiopian version, Codex, Index, you know, I don't care. He is most definitely Satan. And if he's not, he's most definitely doing the works of Satan. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm moving on, okay? There are black people in the Israel army. Yeah, I know you got, you know, black people over there just in Dimona. You know, that's just living there. not even in the army, you know, because black people are the real Hebrews. They are the real Israelites. Black people are the real Israelites. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but that's history. You cannot argue with the facts, bro. Whole nother conversation, okay? He's crooked. Jolena. Shouts out to Jolena. You are ignorant to the facts about Donald Trump. Man, who is that out there? Samarando. Sound like you got the M Guy Speaks. Samarando. Stop me when I'm lying. I haven't said one thing wrong about Donald Trump and the actions that he has executed upon the American people. I have not said one thing wrong. And if you still agree with this demon, go right ahead. That just tells me that you are on that low frequency. You know, you just asked in the class of Donald Trump, if you believe what you just said, because I don't know about Donald Trump, I know that you can't buy class, even if you're the president. He's worse than trailer park trash. He's worse than trailer park trash. No class. A racist white boy running this country, draining the country for its riches and resources, which is your taxes, whom is paying for his $400 million ballroom, even though he says that is from private investors. Come on. If you believe that, just slap a stamp on your head, okay? Slap a stamp on your head if you believe that. Anyway, that's every president, including Obama. What you saying, Jacob? What did I miss? That's every president, including Obama. All of them look, he talking about Obama. Obama was in the bed with them very same people that Donald Trump is in. Obama worked with the deep state too. And he did the deep state job. If he did, he would be dead. Okay? Many people thought that by Barack Obama being a black man, a Muslim, that it would change a lot of things for black folks in America. But it didn't. And you all should have expected that. But you went out there and voted him for him anyway. He gave the Jews reparations and then give you none. Whew. What? Yeah. Barack Obama gave the Jews reparations. You know the Khazars? Yeah, them. He gave them reparations, but he didn't give black people no reparations. Him nor Kamala Harris, when they were in office, wanted to talk about the reparations for black people because they were still being controlled by the real white supremacy, which is the deep state. Y'all can take that or leave it. That's 100. And if he didn't follow their rules, him and Michelle would probably, be dead, okay? Unalived right now. Curtains closed, okay? But I want to throw this out there too before I forget. If y'all really want to know what's going on, check out One Battle After Another on HBO, okay? Yeah, this is a movie, One Battle After Another, HBO. You can check out Civil War. That's on HBO. And the one on Netflix, I used to tell you all about that one years ago. Damn, I forgot the name of that movie. But it was about the coronavirus and everything. And speaking about that Kool-Aid, do you know that? And because I don't think y'all really heard me last time. Donald Trump has removed the U.S. from the World Health Organization. Not to mention the fact that the United States owed the World Health Organization like $230 million. Okay. Now, what does that mean for Americans? I had one ignorant person in my last video that said that they are glad that Donald Trump has removed the U.S. from the World Health Organization. What? Do you know what that means for you as an American citizen? Let's get something straight. Here it is. You have the president of the country, right? Has the best of everything: medical, home, money, cars, airplanes. If he needed something for him done medically, or some information that he really needed to sustain his life, he'll get it and you want. Because when you remove yourself from the World Health Organization, you remove yourself from the information that is involving communicable and non-communicable disease and outbreaks and pandemics. He has removed us from knowing that information publicly. I hope y'all heard me. I hope you heard me on that. That means it's life or death right now. Playing with this dictator is life or death, and he is playing Russian roulette, not only with your life, but the life of your children and your grandchildren. Don't you see that? Don't you see how important communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases information is? Do you see the importance of having pandemic information? While he's sitting in a bunker somewhere or swimming in a swimming pool that he's having built, part of his ballroom, the $300 to $400 million that supposedly the great American patriots, that's what he called them. He called them the great American patriots, is paying for that. And you know who the great American patriots are? You. And if he did have some private donations, he stuck that money in his pocket. Y'all better stop playing with me. I know y'all don't want to hear this about your dictator, but that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And a lot of white people now are beginning to feel the effects of what black people have been saying all along. Yeah, don't cry now. We've been crying for centuries. While you've been sitting up there enjoying your privileged whiteness, your privileged, whatever, power. Yeah, because it is power when you're privileged. Even in court, on the job, especially on the job. Your white privilegedness means something to them, especially if you're a black co-worker. Just ask people that work in a hospital, in the medical fields. Just ask people who work at the grocery stores, that work at Walmart, okay? That work at Home Depot. If it doesn't make a difference, why is it called white privilegedness? I'm not mad that they got that privilege. I'm not mad. It's just unjust and it's unrighteous. And this is why the roof is falling in on these people. The fall of America, you are witness right before your very eyes. And all of you MAGA people out there are suckers. Suckers. And believe me, the retribution is even coming to the red states. And this is the same man that y'all voted in, but he got some sweet candy for you too. Yeah, he got some sweet candy, Kool-Aid. You know, the kind you drink mentally. Not that Kool-Aid, but the kind that you drink mentally. Indoctrinating you into his cult and accepting the madness and loss of lives that has been executed right before your very eyes. This is what he's doing to America right now, despite the fact that he has lawsuits jumping out the wazoo. Even the state of Minnesota is suing this man right now. Yeah. How many lawsuits this man got from different states? Even Mayor Brandon Johnson and Governor Pritzker is saying this man needs to be impeached. Jacob Fry, this man needs to be impeached. Tim Walsh, this man needs to be impeached. Jasmine Crockett, this man needs to be impeached. Al Green, this man needs to be impeached. Among the other millions of Americans that say that this man needs to be impeached, but you still go to work every day. Stop going to work for a couple of days and see the power of love. See the power of unity. Just stop going to work. Just for a couple of days. That's it. That's going to be your little party money anyway. So you'll still be able to pay the rest of your bills. Yeah. You got to sacrifice a little something to get what you want. You want this man out of office, we have to sacrifice something. Don't go to work. Just shut it down. You had the state of Minnesota that went on strike by themselves. What? Now just imagine if you had the other 49 states go on strike. We ain't working for 3 days. We ain't working for 4 days. Those people, the deep state, gonna be like, hey man, we need to change your plan. Because they're working on both sides. They're working on your good and your bad. They're working on your good and your bad. They eating you up from both sides, man. And whom did they put in charge to do that? Donald Trump. None other than the modern day Hitler. Who we got? I believe it. That's every president. You definitely need to spend the rest of your life continuing to watch corporate news. Hey, man, corporate news? Who is that out there? Man, what about newspapers, man? Don't anybody look? How do you know anything if you don't read or watch the TV? How do you know anything? Now, I know that you are one of those ignorant people out there, Kyle. And I hate to say that you're ignorant, but ignorant meaning that you don't know, okay? Okay? Because you're telling me that I don't know, but I'm telling you that you don't know because you don't know Donald Trump personally. You do not know Donald Trump personally. So what do you really know? Except what I know, that which you can compute and put the dots together, that which you watch on CNN, that which you read in newspapers, even if you read it or don't read, because I read newspapers. And I watch a little corporate news like everybody else. How else are we supposed to know what's going on in the world of politics with this demon in charge if we don't watch the news or read the newspapers? Anybody out there? Anybody out there? That tells me that you are just ignorant, Kyle, because nobody knows this man personally. We only know about what he's doing with the actions that he's executing on the people. That's what we know, okay? That's what we know. And all of you MAGA lovers out there, y'all don't know that man either. Y'all just voted for that Hitler. But he told you what he was going to do, and he's actually doing it. I don't feel sorry for what's going on with some Americans. I don't. Because some of them thought that they were just, high on the ladder, eating all of that high cheese up there, But now Donald Trump is bringing them down the ladder. Yeah, to the common folk. Well, the same people that you look down on, you down there with them right now. Crying, I lost my job, I lost my car, I'm gonna lose my home. We don't care. We've been lost that over 450 years ago. Who you talking to? Who you talking to? The man told you what he was going to do. Man's a straight racist. And you know he's a straight racist because you're a straight racist. One of those Hitler dudes. Probably one of those skinheads out there. I know that. So we got a skinhead, Nazi, John Birch Society, Zionist, all in one dude. We in trouble. We in trouble. Straight up. The man is all the above. The man is all the above. Trust me. KKK. Hey, they're not hiding. They're not hiding racism anymore. They slapping you right in your face with it. They slapping you right in your face with it every day. And every day that this Donald Trump is in office, the more that you're going to see the police get more outrageous. The more you're going to see the police out of hand. The more you're going to see the police out of control. This man has, do what you need to do. Even if it's unrighteous. Even if it's unrighteous. Did you see what they was doing to the black man down there in Jacksonville, Florida? Slapping the man in his face as he handcuffed. They some bitches. Slapping the man in handcuffs. They saying that he was resisting arrest. They're pressing on his neck. Pushing him into the car. And then continuously slapping the man down there in Jacksonville, Florida. Black man, white cops. And why they wouldn't do that when he wasn't handcuffed? Why they wouldn't do that when he wasn't handcuffed? Man, please. Sad but true, you all. Jelly, facts. Mac Daddy, no diddy. Shouts out to you all. Mac Daddy, Jelly. That's what it is. We appreciate you all here. Jolena, Kanye was telling the truth until they shut him up. Yeah, that's right, Jolena. He was telling the truth until they shut him up. Because they controlled his money. He made the money. They helped put him in play. Yeah, you think Jay-Z did that by himself? No, Jay-Z got Jewish backers that owns the record labels. And put that man in position to make the money that he made. Even set him up with the white girl, Kim. That used to be Ray J's. If I had one wish. But needless to say, even he went Fruit Loops. He went Fruit Loops. Yeah, they control you. He who controls your money controls you. He who controls your food controls you. I know y'all don't like to hear that, but that's the truth. And a great example of this would be how many of you all go to work every day and give up your freedom of speech for a paycheck? I'm just saying. More Americans are finding out that the way that they taught us to be like, be a law-abiding citizen. Go to school. Go to college. You have a very exuberant life. Not today. They sold the American people on a dream that didn't exist. Whew. They sold the American people on a dream that did not exist. Or, as in the words of my people from Washington, we were brought up in a world that no longer exists. And I don't care if it's through religion or academics. That world no longer exists. It doesn't. I remember back in the day, I wanted to be a teacher. And I became a teacher. And after I became a teacher, I'm like, I wondered why. I didn't want to do this no more. Because times have changed. Students have changed. Frame of mental capacity has changed. Parents who these children belong to have changed. Children having children. And they raising monsters. I remember back in the day, when I was growing up, we didn't run the house. Our parents ran the house. They brought you in this world and they'll take your ass out. Nowadays, the parents are taking out the parent. Nowadays, the children are taking out the parents. They have the parents afraid of the children. Up look down and down look up. Left look right and right look left. This is the world we're living in, an upside down world. And who's at the helm? No other than Donald Trump. I'm just saying, y'all think about that. Let me get some water here. And while we're talking about Donald Trump and Minnesota, do you know that representative they got there? Whatever, she's a representative or a Senate. One of the two. She's a political figure. Ilhan Omar, whatever. Yeah, you know her. The Somalian chick. She's worth $30 million. And Donald Trump has her under investigation for that. Who is this woman that is worth $30 million that's giving me my problems here? And she's, anything and everybody that gets in the way of the machine just may get rolled over. Minnesota fought back. Minnesotans fought back to the point where even one of the ICE agents got their finger bit off by a protester. Bit the man's finger off, and rightfully so, under those circumstances, she had needed to do that. But they apprehended her, though, and his finger is severed. He will lose his finger, according to the reports. I don't care about him anyway. Because they're not caring about the rights of American citizens. They are the new Gestapo, Donald Trump's hit squad, and they have been removed. They are exodusing from Minnesota. Let's see if Tom Homan does any better. Do you all think that Tom Homan is going to do any better in Minnesota? Anybody out there? They need to put those budgets on good use and not in wars. I agree with you. Damn. Felipe. Shouts out to Felipe. Where's my fellow MAGA supporters at? Hey, McDaddy. McDaddy want to know where's his MAGA supporters out there. I don't know. I don't think you got too many in this room right now. Jolena. Oh, well, she about crashed out. Joselle, McDaddy, likely all grinding out on grind would be my guess. Jolena, yes. 800 resumes and no calls back. Yes, the jobless out there. Did y'all hear what Ford? I'm just gonna call you Ford right now, man. Damn. Ford rules. Ford rules, okay? We're going to just call you Ford rules. Did you all see what Ford rules said out there? He said 800 resumes and no calls back. They're about to lay off many more people here in the state of Illinois. Just think how frustrating it is for you to apply for a job that 500, 600 other people are applying for. You know you're not going to get called. Because somebody's always out there better than you, right? You can have all of the confidence you want, but they still don't call you. You can have years of experience, but they still don't call you. And sometimes they don't call you because of your experience, because they have to pay you more. Whereas they got this guy that's coming in at entry level, they can just, treat him like they want to treat him and pay him nothing. So sometimes experience don't count for nothing today. Not in this economy that we're dealing with. We are in an economic crisis right now while this man is flying around in luxury planes. Flying around charging people tariffs. Flying around trying to take other people's land. sitting there at the White House trying to figure out how he's going to do his ballroom, even though they are trying to stop him from building that ballroom because they didn't get permission from Congress. Whew. Damn, I'm just running to a lot of things. Yes, Donald Trump did not get permission from Congress to destroy that wing to build him a ballroom. He's making it like it's his palace. And he's going to stay there forever, seeing that he's talking about he's going to get a third term, he's going to get a fourth term, and he's the last president. Huh? Ain't no telling what's going to happen. But I know one thing. Give me a minute. I know that how many? Oh, we got like 330 million American people right here in this country, roundabout figure. And you mean to tell me that out of these 330 million Americans, that Congress, our own government that we voted into office, see, that's your problem. I didn't vote. I don't vote because I got sense. Because I know they're going to put whomever they want in there, regardless of how they make you think that your vote counts. Your vote don't count for nothing. And they are clearly showing you that today. Don't you get it? They are clearly showing you that today. Yeah, this administration right now. You barely got some rights. You barely got a job. You barely got a place to stay. You're barely going to have food to eat. And Donald Trump is going to be living high off the hog. I'm just saying, him, his children, and his wife. And the American people have become suckers for Donald Trump. Y'all can take that and leave that. The American people have become suckers for Donald Trump. His grandfather was from Germany. Yeah, he from Germany. Yeah, he got the Mein Kampf book right in the Oval Office drawer. This man sleeps with Mein Kampf, okay? Seeing that his wife don't sleep with him, he got to sleep with something, so he sleep with that book. His wife don't sleep with him. Yeah. They probably don't even have sex. Because it's a marriage arrangement, okay? That man ain't having no sex with that lady. That lady trying to cash out, okay? She already got a son with him. She's already situated. She ain't got to do nothing. She ain't got to kiss him. She ain't got to sleep with him. She ain't got to eat with him. As long as she got a son by him, and that son is 19 years old, 18 years old, whatever his name is, Barron over there, that likes to hang out in Trump Towers in New York or down there in Florida, he chilling. His mama chilling. So Donald Trump can do what he want to do. She's just like, ching, 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 ching. I need $20,000 a day. Oh, baby, let me dip into the Social Security fund. Let me give you that check. I'm telling you. You don't think they dipping into your Social Security fund right now? You crazy. You may not even have Social Security, and you worked all your life for it. You worked all your life for this money that's rightfully yours. The system that you trusted to give it back to you, and it may not even be there for you. Elon Musk has told you all some truth. Elon Musk has told the American people some truth, but the American people don't listen. It ain't going to matter about 2028, 2029. You got a medical degree, you got a doctor's degree, a bachelor. It ain't gonna matter. Because we're all gonna be underwater. Do you all remember that house track? Car underwater. You all remember that back in the day? We all going underwater or we're going up in smoke. That's what Eddie Kendrick said. Going up in smoke. We ain't got no hope because we going up in smoke. And Donald Trump is making sure that we're going up in smoke or go underwater. It don't matter. Either way, we are cooked as long as this guy's in office. The American people are cooked as long as he is in office. Y'all can take that or leave that. Is your state suing Donald Trump? Huh? Is your mayor and your governor trying to impeach Donald Trump? Are they? Or are they on the side of MAGA, trying to support this unrighteous system that is violating everybody's civil rights? Violating everybody's civil rights. It's getting so bad out here that the U.S. Supreme Court just may be considering taking away the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Whew. Y'all didn't hear that? Now, they've been doing this, considering this since 2025 with a particular attention to Section 2, okay? To Section 2, weakening it, okay? So you all need to understand what's going on with that. I just dropped you a dime, okay? Go do some research for yourself. I can't do it all. Hey, I got too much going on myself, you know? But I'm trying to bring you all the information that's vital to your family's life, to your life, you know? And like I say, everybody got a frosty relationship with this man. They have a frosty relationship with this man. And you have people out here who keep upholding the image and the philosophy of a dictator that they don't even know personally. They haven't even met the man. Don't met him. He never been to their house. He don't know their name. He don't know their address. But they can tell you so much about his cause when he ain't told them directly, but he's showing you just the opposite by the actions that he's doing. Look at all of the executive orders that he wrote in. I'm just saying. Governors all over this country, even in the state of California, want this man out of office. That's right. Governor Newsom want him out. Jasmine Crockett want him out. A civil war within Congress itself. A civil war where you have the president of this country disrespecting the members of Congress. But we're going to see if all of this changes in March. Midterm elections, you all need to turn up for all of you voters that's out there. Like I said, it don't matter if I voted or not, because I didn't. So you did well without me. You did well without me. And my one vote don't count. But I really know that it don't count no way, and neither do yours. They just have you under the illusion that it does. And if you want to exercise how much power you got as a voter, just don't go to work. Anything else is suicidal. Anything else is suicidal. They're already showing you that we're killing white men, white women, black men, black women. We're killing everybody over here. Yeah, that's what law enforcement is doing. They are killing everybody over here. They don't care if you black, white, Ecuadorian, Mexican. However, they're not messing with the Chinese. Think about how many Chinese immigrants you got over here. Why Donald Trump is not messing with the Chinese? Can anybody help me out there? Could you imagine all the illegal immigrants, Chinese ethnic background that we have here in Chicago, in Chinatown? Can you imagine? Have you stayed in New York City? You got a whole bunch of them right there in Manhattan, Soho. You have a lot of them in Minnesota called the Hmongs. But you know what? Donald Trump ain't messing with them. Because China got America by the nuts, like a pair of vice grips. Squeezing. You know, like they did on Friday. You know, when Cat Williams had dude balls in them vice grips. Yeah, China got it by the balls. I'm just saying. This is a purge. This is ethnic cleansing. You better watch out. You better not cry. Whatever. Because Santa Claus is Donald Trump. You know, Santa. And when you get the word Santa, just look at the word Santa. If you rearrange the letters, you'll have Satan. Huh? Santa and Satan is the same person. I'm just saying. Yeah. But needless to say, you all, anything else y'all got to add here? Saw a documentary on black Jews moved to Israel. Yeah, that was Ben Aminim that moved out there to Israel. Prince Asiel, Ben Ami. Yeah, that's them people over there in Dimona right now. You're speaking truth about Double Trump. Shouts out to you, Jelly. We're fucked as a country. Shouts out to Jared Watkins. Shouts out. God hair his like wool and feet like burnt stones. We know who God is, Jolena. We know who God is. That's what the book of Daniel say. That's what the book of Daniel say. And if y'all don't know what the book of Daniel is talking about with Jolena, y'all need to go check it out, okay? No class. That's right, Trump ain't call it Trump. That's right. Donald Trump ain't got no class, ain't got all the money, but got a trailer park trash attitude. Hillbilly. Hitler. Yeah. And I think his people are from Austria, Germany. That's the same place where Hitler was from. Austria, Germany. Yeah. Oh, so why are they in Minnesota? They are in Minnesota because this is retribution. They are in every blue state because of Donald Trump retribution for those blue states that are ruled by Democratic governors and mayors. He wants them to feel the retribution, the smackdown, boom, for not voting for him, for making those cities sanctuary. Like I said, I agree with him, on the immigration thing. Get him out of here, man. I agree with that. But, some people, say that all of us are immigrants. However, that is not true. Some people was already here. And I'm not talking about the Red Indians either, okay? I'm talking about those very same people that Jolena was talking about. Nappy hair, burnt feet. We was already here in this place. That's the story that they give you in the books. And they know that they lied in history. Columbus came over here and told you the people that he saw, but yet and still, y'all still gonna say it's the Red Indians. I'm done. I'm not saying that they wasn't around. That's a whole different situation, okay? Whole nother video. Y'all got to do some history work on that, okay? This whole nother video. I'm not gonna get off into that. Diddy glasses. What's going on? Yeah, I love my Diddy glasses. I'm gonna get some new ones in a couple of months. Yeah, for the service that I have provided for this country. You know, I get some new every year for my service that I provided for this country. Yeah, I put my life on the line. I'm just glad that it wasn't in the military of Trump. And if you are a military veteran, I'm sure that you're telling your child not to go to the service at this time. Not under this administration. Not under this administration. If you send your child to the military under this administration, you are telling them to go sign up for death. How many military members don't like Trump? And they have to support him? They have to protect him? Maybe that just may be the ones that let him get his TV cut off. You ain't there, right? So you don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying. Even the military members who fight and die for this country, that is in active duty right now, they don't like this man. They do not like this man. And it's a reason why. And if you've never been to the military and you don't understand these service members, you should have nothing to say. Nothing. That's just like telling you how to be a teacher or an educator when I've never been one. Which I have. I'm just saying. Obama ain't in office, buddy. I know he ain't. That's full of baloney. Shouts out to Shy Guy. What's going on, Shy Guy? We got Keith in the building. Lon. Yeah, I know you from the motherland. You MAGA. I see you. Blue shirt. Laughing my ass off, okay? Remember when Kamala said, who's going to pick our crops? Yeah, it ain't us. It ain't us. And it wasn't the Mexicans either. Because he getting them out of there. So will the white Americans pick the crops? Hold on, I think somebody trembling at, trying to knock on my basement door here. Let me see here. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm just downstairs here, man. Downstairs, right? Got upstairs, downstairs, I thought I heard somebody like trying to knock on my window or something. Maybe it was one of those varmints out there. We do have rabbits around where I stay. We got rabbits, And they dig holes right in the backyard, sometime in the front yard. Yeah, rabbits. What else here? Donald say about this man and how he's service to this country. But peso, American country, 20 or 40 billion, gave farmers 12 billion. But he gave those farmers $12 billion, right? To do what? Kill their crops. He hadn't. Does anybody know a farmer? Ask them about how the American government gave them money to destroy their crops. And if they didn't agree, how they would pay in regards to the retribution that would be heaped upon them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The movie was Outbreak. Outbreak is another good one. But it's another one that's on Netflix that talks about the the Kool-Aid. It starts with the B. I used to use that name of that video a whole lot a couple of years ago, man. Damn. It's about people that's going under the pandemic. When we was going through it, they was going through it. It starts with a B. And at the end of that series on Netflix, the pandemic that they were going through was the Corvina. Yeah, like we had, the COVID. They had the Corvina or Corvina. They was using it as an example. Damn, I wish I remember the name of that movie on Netflix again. It starts with the B. The B something, but it's about the pandemic. If you all look it up, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what it is. I didn't vote at all. Good. You ain't missed nothing. A movie about a virus like COVID came out. Yeah, it's nothing new. See, I'm glad that he said that. Who was that right there? Ford Rules. Now, yeah, they probably did have a movie out there back then because nothing new is up under the sun. They planned this stuff 20, 30, 40 years before it even happens. They say that Americans are living longer, but I'm doing stories on Americans that's dying every day. And if they're not Americans, they're Europeans over there. But I'm sure that they all have one thing in common. And it is just a theory because I can't prove it. But there's a great chance that they probably drank the Kool-Aid, man. They probably drank the Kool-Aid. And you got a lot of people now dying from cancer, even though they don't smoke, because of the cancerous meat that we're eating right now. I'm just saying. Everything we eat or drink, there's a great chance that it's contaminated. Even your bottled water. Didn't you all hear about the recall? With tuna, recall. With vegetables, lettuce, recall. Beef, recall. Chicken, recall. When I was growing up, we didn't have all these news reports of recall of foods back in the day. We didn't. Because it was a different day. And I think it was George Bush Sr. George Bush Sr. Whereas the scrutiny of food stopped being so much an investigative matter. Yeah. George W. Bush. If the chicken had cancer in his wing, cut off the wing and sell the rest of the chicken. Didn't y'all see that documentary? That's a fact. That's a fact. George W. Bush Sr. If the chicken got cancer in his thigh, in his leg, cut it off and sell the rest of the chicken. I don't remember. Come on, y'all got to help me out here. That was so long ago, but it's true. It's true. I'm not lying to you. He got the virus and got well quick last time I checked. America came up with the vaccines. I voted for a big Papa Trump. Oh, come on. Two are free, okay? Okay, shouts out to Two are Free, Jolena on Twitter. Gerald Scott said hi. Hi, Gerald. Peace out. Shouts out to Gerald in the building. Yo, what up? I like your topics. I appreciate that. Shouts out to Daniel Ambrose. I want to send a shouts out to everybody that's in the chat room. And by the way, if this is your first time chiming into this channel, we ask that you smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE, and also press those condiments, the like and the share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation day, afternoon, or night, because we're talking about this dictator Trump and how we need to get this guy out of office leaving us with a crippling economy that is leaving people in the streets, evicted and starving, especially when you got to go work for those food stamps now. Uh, Pro Us, you seen Black Pro MAGA getting whopped at MAGA's event? Yeah, because they some suckers. That's what I'm talking about. Pro US, yeah. Some of those MAGA lovers that were black people that looked like me, they was getting beat up at the MAGA events. Shouldn't that have told them something? Shouldn't that be like a KKK sign for somebody that lived in the 60s? Like, we're going to plant this cross in your yard and burn it, but seeing that you want to love us, seeing that you want to love the Klan, and you're a black man, we're going to let you live, but we're going to beat your ass. How about that? Drink on that Kool-Aid. And had the man got killed, Donald Trump wouldn't have did nothing about it. Wouldn't have did nothing about it. You know what Donald Trump would have said? Another one bites the dust. Another. That's what he been. You know, he would have said that. Yeah. He would have been like a Freddie Mercury singing on the mic. Another one bites the dust. For being stupid. Not for being smart or being a MAGA lover, but for being stupid. How can a black person love a KKK member? Can anybody help me out there? And we're not talking about the Black Klansman with Eddie Griffin, okay? Even though that was a true story. You've been crying for centuries. How about go to work and support your family? What jobs they got, bro? You barely got a job. You barely got a job out there to a freedom. You barely got a job. How many paychecks are you away from the street? You want to be a troll. How you going to take care of somebody when a man is slicing jobs like they slicing bread out here? Huh? How you going to get a job? Where? There's not enough jobs for every American citizen that is willing to work. There's just not enough. The economy is coming worse. So when your job gets slashed, I want you to say the same thing now. I want you to say the same thing when you lose your job. When you can't drive around in your car that you don't own, in the house that you don't own. And just because you're paying a house note, don't make it yours. You still owe the bank. Just stop paying the house note and see how long it be your house. Just lose your job, man. Huh? You think you so secure because you a MAGA lover or you a Trump lover? Just lose your job. Even those federal employees that voted for Donald Trump, they done lost their job. Yeah, the same people you see on your way up, you're going to see them down. And hopefully the same people that you was looking down on your way up tell you to go kick rocks, man. You and your family. Since you're talking about we've been dealing with this for centuries, we've been dealing with an unjustful system for centuries. Unjust, black codes, Jim Crow, all of that. Don't tell me nothing, man. You must not be a black dude. Okay? Your family is not a descendant from Africa. And if you were one of those that were bought here on the boat, you would still feel the same way that I do. Because you're a privileged white boy. Take it or leave it. And that's being on a respectful level. Evelyn, everyone just needs to move on. Otherwise, nothing will change. How about showing black youth how to be better? I try to show them how to be better every time I'm in the street. I don't know what you're talking about. Have you watched? Once again, we got a troll in the building. We're not giving you that energy. We thank you for being here, man. You know, but you can leave. And if you continue to stay in the chat room, we're not going to acknowledge you, man. Because right now you being stupid. You being one of those white niggers. And if you're not a white nigger, you a black nigger, which even makes it worse. Either way, you a nigger. Ignorant. A troll. You know, one of those antagonistics or antagonizers like they got in the protests over there in Minnesota. Yeah, that'd be you. So we would thank you for being here now. We thank you for being here. How don't I show these black people? Man, you must don't even know me. Obviously, you ain't been to my channels. None of them. Maybe except this. I never even seen your name come across here. So I know you don't know about me, the messages that I deliver, or anything, or audio books that I left for everybody to watch, and not just black people. Okay? There's this thing called Black History. And American history is black history. Who you think built this place, huh? It wasn't that Vanderbilt dude. It wasn't Rockefeller. It wasn't J.P. Morgan. It wasn't Carnegie. It was, you understand? It was the black people that built this on our back. Blood, sweat, and tears. Okay? How about that? Yeah, learn that in school too. My roof is just fine. Jolena, it's showtime. Hell yeah, it's showtime in the building. Showtime in the building, especially when you got people out there with those, like those trolls we got, you know. But we all good. They will find out. Yeah. This guy lives out west. Good, I like candy. Facts. Daniel, I think we all need to get along. Yo, G-Locks. Yeah, straight up. I feel you, though. But see, you can't get along with Satan, man. You can't get along with Satan. You can't get along with another person who is foolish enough to hate a person because of the color of their skin. You can't get along with them, man. They're not your friend, and they're not going to be your friend. If they are a hater, if they are a bigot, if they were raised a bigot, that's who they are. When they tell you who they are, or if a person tells you who they are, you better believe them. You better believe them. Because if you don't, you just may end up with no life at all. You just may end up like Emmett Till, seeing that they still hanging black people around this country. That ain't stopped. My investors are looking great because of Trump. The country is getting a lot better because, all right, man, I ain't gonna do that. He lives one spots, okay. Mad Grats. Funny how they came to Chicago and DC and nobody got killed. Oh, people got killed people did get killed in Chicago. People got shot in Chicago. What are you talking about? Huh? You can go right in the suburb of Chicago, which is Broadview. How many of those immigrants got killed? Just trying to get away. I'm grabbing your door. And I speed off and bang, bang. How many times they shoot that lady over there on 39th Street? Whew. Yeah. All I hear is brick wall, waterfall. This guy think he knows it all. Tim Walz already bowed to Trump. I think that Tim Walz was a punk about the way he, dealt with the situation. Cause Trump got him in. He got his nuts in the bag too. Yeah, Tim Walz got his nuts in the bag. Trump got him because of all of that fraud, the welfare fraud, the child fraud, food stamp fraud that these illegal immigrants, the Somalians, have done. Yeah, including probably Tim Walz's own fraud. But he's under investigation now, and he has handled the situation like a punk-ass dude. I give you that. I give you that. But ICE, in regards to Gregory Bovino team, they out of there. They out of there. And the lawsuits are going to continue, and they not getting away with that. They're not getting away with that. I don't think Keith Ellison is going to allow them to do that. There's a lot of things that take place behind back doors, and all of these people got dirt on each other. All of them. So maybe Tim Walz's hands was tied, you know. And then, or maybe he got Donald Trump because Donald Trump on the line say that it's a cover-up on Tim Walz's behalf with the fraud. Come on, man. We're dealing with evil people here, okay? That's the main thing. We are dealing with an evil entity here. They are in Congress. Are they in Congress? See, we can't afford to stop going to work. You can't afford to going to work. Okay. Trump has to bow to Minnesota governor. Typical bot bragging about when stock market has already lost billions. Some of you are watching the news. I need to get up and feed my chickens. Some people need to go eat a chicken because they ain't got nothing to eat. You know. But chicken is good, you know. Trump is kissing the governor's feet. Because Trump know he's doomed. Look, Trump know it's over with for him. Trump knows that it's over with for him. He knows that he's overstepped his boundary. The deep state is blackmailing the man. But what can he do? He locked in. I'm just saying. Well, needless to say, you all, we're going to get out of here in a minute. It's amazing to me how much you know what's really going on. Just laughing and enjoying myself. Hey, man, like I said, in this world of politics, in news, or those who govern the American system, we only know what we know through TV, corporate news, the books that we read, from the information that we gather from other people, or from the books we read. Not unless you can download it from the universe. And when the universe gives you a download, you can't say what another person knows or they don't know. You can't say what they know. Just because you don't know, don't mean that they don't know. In fact, about it, for all of you who love Donald Trump, I'm going to leave you with one last question. Do you know this man personally? Have you sat down and ate a meal with him? Have you ever slept at his house? Have you ever went to a golf course and played golf with him? Have you ever talked to the man on the phone? The answer is hell to the no. By the way, before we get out of here, if you haven't been over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YOUTUBE, make sure you go over there and check out that channel and listen to the audiobook series that we have left for you all, especially if you are into history. Black Man of the Nile and His Family, Stolen Legacy, The Destruction of Black Civilization, As a Man Thinketh, The Demonology of King James, From Babylon to Timbuktu, The Destruction of Black Civilization, The Fall of America, The Message to the Black Man in America, The Miseducation of the Negro, The World's 16 Crucified Saviors. Get yourself over there, MOPOWERZ, and listen to that information, and some I may be remastering that I'm going to bring on this channel, okay? And if you're into traveling, if you want to go to Vegas, if you want to go to the state of Washington, if you want to go to the state of Maine, Philadelphia, Virginia, California, Kansas, Tennessee, Louisiana, Ohio, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, come holler at me. Yeah, because we take you all around this U.S. map, 3,000 by 2,000 miles, which is a total of 6,000 square miles that we have traveled and shown you places on that channel as well, MOPOWERZ. Not only history, but also traveling. And if you are into Chicago old school, hip hop, gangster rap, spoken word, comedy, independent movies. Get yourself over there. THEMOSHOW Classics, where we have Dion Cole, Bernie Mac, Lavelle Crawford, Richard Pryor. We have Twister. We have Shauna. We have Crucial Conflict. We have Triple Darkness, Psychodrama. We got Drama War. We got Dion Cole. Yeah. We got Diane Quarter, Reggie Reg, Quintella, Shari, Daryl Banks. We got Officiated Fellas. Officiated Fellas. We got who? None other than Mano. We got High Pilot. We got the Nomads. We got a whole lot of people. Big Task, Lunatic the Messiah, Killer Bloodline, Project Pat, Chicago Street Clips. Get yourself over there to that channel, THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. And on your way out the door, make sure that you all smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE. And also press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation, whether it be morning, afternoon, or night. Thanks for viewing, you all. Peace out. Never give up on your DREAMS. That's my time.